Hi everyone, this is Gleb Bakhmutov, and imagine you have a project and you have a couple of specs, and you're wondering, what tests do I have? How many specs do I have? So this is where I wrote a utility called find-cypress-specs. So by default, it just looks at the Cypress JSON, looks at the integration folder, looks at the input file, looks at ignore test files, config value, and it finds all the files in your test specs. Now, this is nice, but what about the tests, the suits, the tags inside? So this is where you can add a parameter called names. In this case, it prints each found spec file, and then it extracts the structure of that file. So for example, in adding spec, we have a parent suite called to do MVC with new to do suite tagged adding, and then a couple of tests, and notice some of the tests have their own tags. Then we have another suite, adds item with just a single test. And so it goes through each file and it even prints the number of tests in each spec file. And at the end, it says, hey, you have 30 tests across 8 specs. And maybe you disable a test by skipping it. So that means it's pending test. This test will be shown and counted. So you know that, hey, this test is marked pending. It will not run, on purpose. In this case, sometimes you want to find the task by name. So a useful thing is to know how to use the grep command line utility. So if I say, for example, let's say, should hide, right? So I'll say should hide. So this will find all the tasks with should hide in the title. But, you don't see, which suite and test file they are from. So that's where you add a parameter, capital B stands before, and the number of lines to print before the match. So here's a match and 5 lines before. So this is the spec where this test is coming from. Another thing that I like doing is that if you tag individual tests, not the suites, but the tests, let's say with regression or sanity, then you can kind of count how many tests you have, for example, with a tag sanity. Right? So these are all the tests, and you can count them by piping it through a word kind with a line parameter. So I have 8 tests tagged sanity. What about regression? I think I have more regression tests. Okay, 17. So check out find a Cypress spec command line utility. Let me know what you think.